Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This will be a guide on Bastions as well as a tier list on each Bastion special facility. This will be for players and DMs. So, what is a Bastion? Bastion is a location that belongs to the player characters. A home, a stronghold, and a place of power that characters can develop over the course of a campaign. As a DM, you decide whether Bastions are available in the campaign. Bastions are the best suited for the campaign when it allows the characters to return to their bastion during intervals when they're not actively adventuring. So this is what the DMG recommends. Characters will gain them at level 5 for free, or they could have been sent on a quest at level 4 and the reward is getting the bastion when they hit level 5. That also works. So again, it recommends they can inherit land, or they could inherit the bastion straight up. You could also give them the ruins of a former parcel of land. A good example of this is in Waterdeep Dragon Heist. They gain the Trollskull Manor. That is an emptied out ghost house, pretty much. You could turn that into a bastion, for example. Well, that adventure is a low level, but you get the gist. So a bastion map. The book encourages players to make a bastion map based off of what they want, but feel free as the DM to give them a starting off point, as I've mentioned previously. You can even give them the rundown of a manor, stronghold, or abandoned building as a nice start. Okay, well, just what I said. I forgot I put this down here in the section. Each player gains 2 free basic facilities and 2 free special facilities. Basic facilities are bedrooms, dining rooms, parlors, courtyards, kitchen, storage, etc. Bastions will also be made up of closets, hallways, and stairwells, doors, and windows, which are also pretty much a given, and they start off free. If you actually want to build more of these facilities, the prices are here, and the room sizes are here. So cramped rooms are a maximum of 4 spaces of 5 by 5 cubes and a radius of 5.6 in case you want to make it circular. This room costs 500 gold pieces no matter what, and it takes 20 days to build. With the roomy rooms, they are 16 squares or 45.1 radius, and they cost 1,000 gold pieces, and they take 45 days to build. A vast room is 36 gold pieces, 36 squares, and are 101.5 radius, if you want to go with that maximum. And the gold cost for this is 3,000. And it takes 125 days to build. In addition, you can also build walls. A wall will cover one 5 feet by 5 feet square and will cost 250 gold pieces and takes 10 days to craft. This is more of a later game Bastion add-on. I would have liked it if there were tiers to how strong the wall is, but unfortunately that is not the case. And to upgrade any of these rooms to the one above it, it will take the difference in gold. So if you're going from cramped to roomy, it'll be a 500 gold difference, and the difference in days, so it'll be an extra 25 days to re-expand that room. Special facilities is the main bread and butter. Characters will gain special facilities to the adventure. At level 5, you'll start off with 2 special facilities of your choice that you qualify for. And at level 9, you'll gain 2 more facilities, then 1 more at level 13, and then final 1 at level 17, for a total of 6. The requirements and prerequisites. There are level requirements, and there are prerequisites such as arcane focus or tool uses, for example. And the spaces require 1 of the 3 room sizes. Hirelings also make up part of your bastion. They will make their own money as part of the Bastion, so you don't have to worry about paying them. They already make money in the process of having a Bastion. And what the book does suggest, and I appreciate, is make them out of NPCs you make over the course of the adventure. If you make allies, civilians that you want to just rather take in yourself, they're good to have replaced as your hireling people. However, they can die, so just be mindful of that. Your Bastion's not 100% safe. Am I missing anything or no, I'm not. Bastion turns. Every 7 days, you get one turn of your Bastion. Uh, RIP the 10-day day week system. In this time window can be changed by the DM's discretion. So if you want a longer form campaign, it asks you to extend it maybe every 2 weeks or every month. It doesn't allow you to shrink it, but I think again up to the DM's discretion. If you play really rapid fire with your days, you might even have a Bastion turn every day, and ignore most of the requirements, treating every 7 days as a day. That's more depending on how you run campaigns. You can take multiple turns per the amount of available weeks you have. So you can hunker down for the Bastion for a couple months, even 2 years at the higher levels. But the thing is, you need to be there to communicate with your hirelings when you take a turn, such as sending them a letter, a message, or, for example, the sending spell or similar magic. So here are the 7 order types. It's more like 6 because maintain is more passive. So you can give them the craft order. This normally makes them able to craft. Every single facility has one of these 6. So the craft order will normally make an item for you one at a time. The empower order will temporarily empower you or one of your allies. Harvest order will normally gather a resource that is produced by the facility. The recruit order would normally add Bastion defenders who will defend your base on attack, Bastion on attack. There is the research order, which hirelings and special filters will gather information for you. And there is a trade order, which is used for buying and selling goods and services. The maintain order is kind of a neutral sort of one where they do when you're not there, or you can even click it yourself. There's a 50% chance that just nothing happens. There's a 36% chance something good happens, or 14% chance something bad happens. So be that as it may. Special facilities list. Here is the total list of all the special facilities. If they have a prerequisite of an arcane focus or tool use, they're highlighted in blue. If they have the prerequisite of a holy symbol or druidic focus, they're in yellow. If they have the prerequisite of a spellcasting focus, it is in purple. If they have a prerequisite of having expertise in a skill, they are highlighted in black. If they have a prerequisite of a fighting style, a feature, or armor defense, they're highlighted in red. So at level 5, the facilities are the arcane study, the armory, the barracks, the garden, the library, the sanctuary, the smithy, storehouse, and the workshop. At level 9, you get the gaming hall, the greenhouse, the laboratory, the Syncracy, I think is how it's pronounced. Whoops. The scriptorium, the stables, the teleportation circle. That is a big one. Take that. The theater, the training area, or the trophy room. At level 13, there is the archive, the meditation chamber, the... excuse me. Menagerie, the observatory, pub, and the reliquary. At level 17, there's the demiplane, the guild hall, the sanctum, and the war room. So bastions can fall. If you, as the player character, eventually just gives up or no longer wants a bastion, then the location, everyone will pack up and abandon the location. You can also be neglectful of your bastion. If you don't execute turns by the amount of level you have, your bastion will eventually fall. This could also happen if your player character dies, and there is no one to command them. If yeah, and you can rebuild a bastion off of your old abandoned one, which could work in some campaigns where maybe you spend years in the Feywild when you only spend days, which is, I guess, a really cool concept. Um, and then there's the Ruination, which is drawing the Ruination card from the deck of many, the Ruin card from the deck of many things. Will also get rid of your Bastion. I forgot to mention, feel free to combine your Bastion with your other player characters. Each player character gets a Bastion. There, you can make lots of rooms. Let's go back up here. Yeah, we can have lots of rooms. Every single character gets 2 free basic facilities and 2 free special facilities. With a party of 4, that is 16 rooms. Crazy. Normally, I would ask for your likes and subscriptions at the end of the video, but since the rest of the video is very, very long, I will ask it for you here. If you have any thoughts, leave them, or opinions, leave them in the comments below. You can now catch me live building the runes of a bastion using these rules for my 5 players to take over for their 2024 D&D campaign. I will be hosting it this Wednesday, November 5th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully, I can figure out how to get streaming working from there. As for my American audience, you guys have an election in 3 days. Make sure you get to those voting stations. Hello, I would just like to come up here and give you straight up what I believe first before getting into the video. The Storehouse, the Teleportation Circle, and the Requiem are really strong and are must-takes. The Theater is the one I would not recommend taking, for its effect is so minor, and it is just not worth it. Everything else is been listed here, and the coloration normally means they have other prerequisites normally related to spellcasting or their class features. I will leave this list on for the next 5 seconds before I get into the video. Alright, so it's a little bit later in the day now, but I am back with all of the Bastion special facilities. So, the Arcane Study. This will allow you to use the Craft command. Or order. Sorry, Craft order. I rate this as an 8 tiers facility. The prerequisites for this is that you have to have an Arcane Focus or a tool for spellcasting. The area needed is roomy, and it provides you with 1 hireling. The Arcane Study Charm. After you spend a long rest in your Bastion, you can gain a magical charm that allows you to cast Identify without expending a spell slot. It lasts for 7 days or until you use it. You can only have 1 copy of each. Arcane, sorry, 1 copy at a time. Arcane Focus. You can craft an Arcane Focused. The work takes 7 days and is free. Book. You can craft a blank book. The work takes 7 days and costs you 10 gold pieces. Magical Arcana. Magical item, Arcane. This feature unlocks at 9th level, and it's pretty good. As much as the other magical items will be going in this list. You can commission your hirelings to craft a common or uncommon magical item by choosing from the Arcana table. If the item allows you the user to cast a spell, however, you must craft it yourself, but the hirelings are allowed to assist. Armory. This will use the trade order. It's a C tier. The prerequisite is that you have a roomie, and that you have 1 hireling. Stock Armory. When you issue a trade order in this facility, you commission the facility hirelings to stock the armaments. This equipment costs you 100 gold pieces, plus 100 gold pieces for each Bastion defender in your Bastion. If your Bastion has a smithy, the total cost is halved. While your armory is stocked, your Bastion defenders are harder to kill. Whenever an event causes you to roll The dice to determine if your bastion loses one or more defenders, roll a d8 instead of a d6. On a 1 on either of these numbers, that's when a bastion defender actually dies. I left it out for the context. When an event is over, the equipment to your armory is expended regardless of how many bastion defenders you have or how many you lost, leaving your armory depleted until another issue. Leaving your armory depleted until another trade order to the facility, and you must pay the cost to restock it. Barracks recruit B tier. Prerequisite: it's got to be a roomy room. You have to have one hireling, and you can have more than one of these. When you use recruit bastion defenders, each time you issue the recruit order of this facility, the 4 bastion defenders are recruited to your bastion and assigned quarters in the barracks. The recruitments cost no money. You can issue the recruitment order to this facility if it's fully occupied. You can't issue the recruit order to this facility if it's occupied. Keep track of the amount of bastion defenders you hold in each of your barracks. If you lose a defender, deduce that from your roster. I think it said each one can hold to 4 bastion defenders. Yeah, I thought it was a number, so 4. However, you can enlarge the facility. When you enlarge the facility to a vast facility by spending 200 gold pieces and the time. A vast bastion can occupy up to 25 bastion defenders. That's a lot more than the 4 you were allowed beforehand. The Garden Harvest. This is part 1 of 2. This is A tier. It requires a roomy room. It can also be outdoors. It needs 1 hireling, and you can have more than 1 garden. While your bastion can instruct the facility's hirelings to change. While in your bastion, you can hire their facilities to change the garden from one type to another. This work takes about 3 weeks. As the harvest command, when you issue the harvest order to the facility, you commissioned the facility to hirelings to collect the items from the garden, as noted in the garden's type table. This work takes 7 days but costs no money. The garden table is on the next slide. Enlarging the facility. You can enlarge the garden facility to a vast facility by spending 2,000 gold pieces. A vast garden is equivalent to 2 roomy gardens and can include 2 of the same type of garden or 2 different types of gardens. A vast garden gains 1 additional hireling. So, what can you grow? You can grow decorative, food, herbal, or poison. For the decorative, when you harvest it, you gain a bouquet flowers, each worth. You get 10 of them, and they each cost 5 gold pieces. Together, they cost 50 gold pieces. Or you can turn them into vials of perfume or candles. Either one. These could be sold. So for food, you can make 100 days worth of rations in the 7-day work week you have. For herbs, you can create 10 healer's kits or 1 potion of healing. Really nice. And another doubly right for the poison, you can produce 2 vials of basic antitoxin or vials of basic poisons. So that's pretty good. Library. This uses the research order. It is a B tier special facility. It requires a roomy room and 1 hireling. Typical lore. When you issue the research order to this facility, you commission the facility's hirelings to research a topic. The topic can be a legend. Topic can be a legend, a known event or location, a person of significance, any type of creature or famous object. The work takes 7 days, and when the research concludes, the hireling obtains up to 3 accurate pieces of information of the topic that previously were unknown to you, and shares this knowledge with you the next time you speak with them. The DM determines what information you learn. Sanctuary Craft A tier. Prerequisite: the ability to use a holy symbol or druidic focus as a spellcasting focus. A roomy room and 1 hireling. The Sanctuary Charm. After spending a long rest in your Bastion, you gain a magical charm that lasts for 7 days or until you use it. The charm allows you to cast Healing Word once without using a spell slot. You can't gain this charm again. Well, you have it. As a craft ability, you can create a sacred focus, and when you issue a craft order in this facility, you can communicate the facility's hirelings to craft a druidic wooden staff or a holy symbol. The work takes 7 days and costs no money. The item remains in your bastion until you claim it. Smithy, craft order, 8 tier. Roomy room with 2 hirelings. Smith's tools. Facilities hirelings can be any. Oh, this is a mistake. It doesn't actually need to be crafted. The facilities hirelings craft anything that can be made with Smith's tools. Oh no, sorry. It is I'm thinking of something else. Sorry, this is a crafting order. You can make ball bearings, buckets, caltrops, chains, crowbars, firearm bullets, grappling hooks, iron pots, iron spikes, or sling bullets. Anything else I've missed from the Smith Tools creations. Magical item. Armament. At 9th level, you can commission the facility's hirelings to craft a common or uncommon magical item from the armaments table. This is the same rules as what I said before about crafting magical items from the arcane. So we'll just skip over that because I don't want to repeat myself. Storehouse. This is a trade command. This is an S tier. This is a 100% recommend you pick this because it is a roomy room with 1 hireling, and its trade is goods. When you issue a trade order to this facility, hireling spends the next 7 days producing non-magical items that has a total value of 500 gold pieces or less, and stores the items in the storehouse. Or the hireling uses those 7 days to sell goods in the storehouse. You bear the total cost of anything purchased, and the maximum value of the items purchased increases to 2,000 when you hit 9th level, 5,000 when you hit 13th level. When you sell goods from your store, the buyer pays you 10% more than the standard price. This profit increases to 20% at 9th level, 50% from 13th level, and 100% from 17th. The reason why I gave this S tier, not so much for the early game, but this is your investment money dump. If you have money laying around, like most adventurers will, even after 5th level, you will get so much gold from tier 2 adventures. You can store your gold here. Your hireling will spend 7 days buying and then 7 days selling. And it really significantly increases. This is a lot of money we're talking about. At the end, when it's a lot of money. And I recommend every single person in a Bastion gets one of these trade centers. Alright, the workshop. It uses the craft order. It's got a second slide as well, and it is an 8 tier. Prerequisite, it needs a roomy room and 3 hirelings. Artisan's tools. The workshop comes equipped with 6 different artisan's tools chosen from the list below. Carpenters, cobblers, glassblowers, jewelers, leatherworkers, masons, painters, potters, tinkers, weavers, and woodcarvers. A source of inspiration. After you spend an entire short rest in your workshop, you gain a heroic inspiration. You cannot gain this benefit until you finish a long rest. Nice, simple, easy buff. Enlarging the facility, you can enlarge your workshop to a vast facility by spending 2,000 gold pieces. If you do so, the workshop gains an additional 2 hirelings and an additional 3 artisan's tools from the list above. And if I remember correctly, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So all but 2 when you upgrade the facility, you get. As the craft command, you can do adventuring gear. The facility hirelings craft anything that can be made with the tools you've chosen from the added workshop from your Bastion. So just like the smithy can do, with any of those tools, which is really nice. And then magical item implement. Same thing as before, but now you get to choose from the list of magical items on the implement from the uncommon or common magical items. We've already gone over this. All right, that brings us to the 9th level Bastion facilities. The Game Hall Trade A tier. This requires a bathroom and 4 hirelings. The trade command is a gambling hall. Facility hirelings turn the gaming hall into a gambling den for the next 7 days. At the end of those 7 days, roll a d100 and consult the following table to determine your proportions of the house's winnings, because the house always wins. On average, it's going to give you 71 gold pieces per week. It'll be a lot more than the trade center is giving you, but then afterwards, not the storage room is giving, but afterwards the storage room is really going to come out. Unless you're really lucky and hitting those 5% chances to get a lot of gold here. I believe it is on screen for another 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3 before moving on. The greenhouse. This uses the harvest command, harvest order, whatever, doesn't matter. It is an 18 facility. It has a prerequisite of a roomy room and 1 hireling. Fruit of Restoration. 1 plant in your greenhouse has 3 magical fruits growing on it. Any creature that eats these fruits gain the benefit of a lesser restoration. When plucked, the fruits only last for 24 hours. Plants replace all picked fruits daily at dawn. Healing herb. This is for the harvest. You can create a healing potion, a greater, made from the herbs here. This takes 7 work days but costs no money. Or you can harvest for poison. You extract 1 application of poison from the rare plant or fungi. Choose a vial of the following options: Assassin's Blood, Malice, Pale, Tincture, or Truth Serum. Once harvested, the work takes 7 days. This work takes 7 days and it costs no money. The laboratory. This is the craft command. It is also a tier. It is a roomy room with 1 hireling. Alchemist supplies. The facility's hireling crafts anything that can be made with alchemist supplies using the rules in the player's handbook. So these are acids, alchemist fire, component potion, oil, paper, perfume, and potions. Pretty good. You can also commission them to make poisons. Oh, this is supposed to be... yeah, these are both craft commands. I don't know why they're not underscored. My bad. You can commission them to tackle these hirelings to craft a vial of containing 1 application of the poisons. Poison must be one of the following: burnt author, flumes, essence of ether, or to pour. These this work takes 10 days, and you must pay half the poison's cost. Alright, the Sancracy, the one I couldn't pronounce earlier. I still think that pronunciation is wrong. This is a craft order, and it's got 1 of 2 slides. It's also A tier. Prerequisite: the ability to cast a holy symbol or druidic focus as a spellcasting focus. It requires a roomy room and 1 hireling. Spell refreshments. Having the sanctuary allow you to gain 1 spell slot of 5th or lower after you spend it. Spend an entire short rest in the Bastion. You can't gain this benefit again until you finish a long rest. Craft order is holy water. You commission the facility's hirelings to craft you a holy water. The work takes 7 days and costs no money. You can spend gold pieces during the creation of to increase the potency of the holy water. For every 100 gold pieces you spend, to a maximum of 500 gold pieces, damage of the holy water increases by 1d8. I do not think this is worth it. Maybe the first one's worth it, but I don't know. But this is where it comes in swinging again. Magical item relic. It can create the relics, which will complete your magical item gathering table. Same thing as before. It can be uncommon or common for magical items on the relics table. The scriptorium. It is a crap. I need to drink on the water again. Hold on. So the scriptorium, it uses the crafting order, and it is A tier. Prerequisite is a roomy room with a hireling. Book replica. You can commission the facility's hirelings to make a copy of a non-magical book. Doing so requires a blank book that we've gone over earlier. Spell scroll. You can commission the facility's hirelings to scribe you a spell scroll containing one cleric or wizard spell of thorough over. However, you must pay the cost of the scroll. This is pretty good because you can start commissioning revivification scrolls for non classes that don't have access to that spells, and other way around. There are some good wizard spells at third lower that you might want access to as a more supportive character. Paperwork. You can commission the facility's hirelings to create up to 50 copies of a broadsheet and pamphlet or other loose leaves of paper product. Work takes 7 days and costs you 1 gold pieces per copy. At no additional cost or time or money, facilities hirelings can distribute the paperwork to one or more locations within 50 miles of the Bastion. Stables trade order, part 1 of 2. It is an 8-tier facility. The prerequisite is that you have to have a roomy room. This could be outside as well, and 1 hireling, and you can have more than 1 of these stables. Each stable that you add to your Bastion comes with 1 riding horse or camel, or 2 ponies or mules. The facility is big enough to house 3 large animals, or 2 large animals can occupy the same space as 1 large creature. You have a total of 3, I already said that. The facility's hirelings look after these creatures on your behalf. After a beast that you can After a beast that can serve as your mount spends 14 days here at the facility, all animal handling checks made with the specs to that creature have advantage. You can enlarge the facility, and to enlarge it, you can enlarge the stables to a vast facility by spending 200 gold pieces. If you do so, the stables is large enough to hold 6 large animals. So here's the animal list. Oh, never mind. That's on a different slide. My bad. Animals. When you issue the trade order to the facility, you can commission the hirelings to buy or sell 1 or more mounts at normal cost, keeping the ones you buy in your stable. The work takes 7 days, and the DM decides what type of animals are available for purchase. Horses, ponies, mules, most often being common. Mounts other than the animals table in the player's handbook gives you standard prices for various mounts. You bear the total cost for any purchases. When you sell your mounts to these stables, the buyer pays 20% or more than the standard price, and the profit increases to 50% when you reach 13th level and 100% when you reach 17th level. We're making more money again! Okay, on to the teleportation circle. This one I did a lot of research into. Well, not a lot of research, more research than the rest. It is S tier. It has the recruitment order. So it needs a room and 1 hireling, and this room is a permanent teleportation circle. That really matters. So teleportation circles that are permanent can teleport to other teleportation circles that are permanent. Normally, great cities, guilds, or religious sites have teleportation circles, and as long as you know or have been given the information to, I forgot what it's specifically called, I want to say the script, you can teleport anywhere you want to these major cities. This is a video game fast travel. This is completely necessary for journeys away from your Bastion to just get back to your Bastion really quickly. This is amazing. And it comes with a recruitment order too. This is not the only feature. The recruitment order is kind of shaky, so the hireling extends an invitation to a friendly NPC. There is a 50% chance the invitee accepts the invitation and arrives at your Bastion via the teleportation circle. While you're in your Bastion, you can talk to the spellcaster. No, there was a wizard. And they can cast a wizard spell of 4th or lower. If you are 18th, you're 17th plus at this point, the maximum spell limit increases to an 8th level or lower. If the spell has more material components than cost money, you have to pay the material component cost to be cast. Spellcaster stays for about 14 days or until they've cast the spell you've needed it. Spellcaster departs immediately if the Bastion is ever attacked, however. Theater. Yeah, this is the worst one. It's so bad, but it's so much flavor, but it's so bad. Okay, so theaters has the empower command, but it needs a vast space with 4 hirelings. And the empower command is theatrical event. The hirelings begin work on a theater production or concert. Rehearsal and other preparations take 14 days, following that by 7 or more days of performances. You and another character can contribute to the production in the following ways. You can be a composer, conductor, writer, director, or performer. These are all roleplay roles, so you can even make up any role you might find that's missing in this list. At the end of the rehearsal period, each character who contributed to the concert or production can make a DC 15 charisma saving performance check. DC 15 performance check. If more of these succeed than fail, you and other creatures who contributed to the concert or production each gain a theater die. The character can expand their theater die after any D20 test. The theater die is a D6 at level 9, and a D8 at level 13, and then a D10 level 17. You spend 14 days at the Bastion, you cannot leave, to get a bardic inspiration for those who are charismatic enough to get it. And then you have to wait another 21 days after to do the whole process again. Another 7 days after to do the whole process again. This is not worth it. We're gonna move on now. Training area, empower. This is per 1 of 2, I think, maybe even more. It is an A-tier facility. It requires a vast room and 4 hirelings. You can have more than one of these. When a training area becomes part of your Bastion, choose one trainee from the expert training table. That'll be the next slide. On each Bastion turn, you can replace that trainee with another from the table. Training. When you issue the Empower Order, that should also be underlined. When you issue the Empower Order to this facility, the facility's hirelings conduct a training exercise for the next 7 days. Any character who trains here at that for at least 8 hours on each of those days gains the benefits at the end of a training period. The benefits depend on the trainer present and the facility, as noted in the experts training table. The benefit lasts for 7 whole days. It's a good long time to have these benefits. So, you can have the battle expert, the skill expert, the tool expert, the unarmed combat expert, or the weapons expert. What they do for the battle expert is when you take damage from an attack made with an unarmed strike or weapon, you can reduce the damage by 1d4 with a reaction. Not too strong, but sometimes you just don't have anything to do with your action, and getting rid of minor chip damage might be worth it. Might be, but I think the other ones are slightly better. You can gain proficiency in acrobatics, athletics, performance, sleight of hand, or stealth. Pretty good. You can gain proficiency in a tool of your choice. I think your hirelings can do a lot more with that. But it's okay if you really need something specific. Unarmed combat expert, which is really good. When you use your unarmed strike, you gain an extra d4. This is not replacing the die, this is giving you an extra d4. So for monks and for everyone else using the Tavern Brawler feat, take this. Take this special facility. It just increases your damage. It's one of the only facilities that does that, actually. Choose and then for weapons expert, choose a kind of simple or martial weapon. You gain proficiency in it. If you already have seen it, you can gain its master property. It's pretty good if you don't feel like you have enough mastery properties, like some of the ones that only get 2 mastery properties, like the Paladin and Ranger. The Trophy Room. This is a research order, and it is a B tier. Prerequisite for this is you need a roomy room with one hireling. You can research for lore, or the topic can be a legend of any kind. I think this is the same rules as that I said beforehand. Yes, it is. So we're skipping that. Or you can do the trinket trophy. You can commission the facility's hireling to search for a trinket that might be useful to you. I need to drink again. Oh, jeez, my throat's getting strained. Okay. The work takes 7 days, and there's a 50% chance the hireling finds a random magical item from the implements table, from the common implements table. It's okay for the lore thing, but I would never use the trophy. It's too much of a risk for not enough benefit. And it's random, so it's not even like it's to choose. I only put this in B because it's the same as the other one, its predecessor. All right, I'm gonna get a drink. All right, 13th level. Archive. You can use the research command for this. It's got more slides. It is a B tier special facility. It requires a room with one hireling. Helpful lore. The work takes 7 days. Hireling can gain the knowledge as if they had the casted legend lore spell on themselves and share this knowledge with you the next time you speak with them. This is a more advanced knowledge gathering tool. You can enlarge the facility with your archive to a vast facility by spending 200 gold pieces. If you do so, you gain an additional reference book chosen from the list below. There's a reference book list. Oh, there you go, reference book. Your archive contains one copy of a rare or valuable reference book, which allows you to benefit while the book is in your bastion. You can choose one of the following options. Your DM might make more options available for you if you ask. So the books are Bigby's Handy Arcane Codex. You have advantage on arcane checks that you make when you take the study action to recall lore about magic, planes, or altered symbols. A lot of these will copy the same thing, so for the... I'm not even going to try to read that this late at night. Okay. You have advantage on history checks when you try to take the study action to recall lore about historical events. Investigation of the Inquisitive. You have advantage on investigation checks when you make study actions to make deductions based on clues or evidence, or recall lore about traps, ciphers, riddles, and gadgetries. For the Manual of Misusing on the Natural World. I messed up, I don't care. You have advantage on nature checks you make when you take the study action to recall lore about nature. The Old Faith and other religions, you have advantage on religion checks to make when you take the study action to recall lore about religion or cults. Woo, we did it. So actually, how long do those last? Okay, so this is permanent. I don't know how I feel about this anymore. Man, I just feel like if you need information on this, you would have already... Maybe this is not as bad as I thought. Okay. The Meditation Chamber. This is in power order. It is a tier. It requires a cramp ring with one hireling. Inner Peace, and you issue the Empower command. So that all should be underlined. Great going, me. This facility. Your Bastion hirelings can use the Meditation Chamber to gain a measure of inner peace. The next time you roll the Bastion events, you can re-roll it twice and choose either result. You don't want to get to the Bastion events roll, so this is kind of a wash. However, Fortify itself, you can meditate in the facility for over a period of 7 days. If you leave the Bastion during this time, you gain no benefit Otherwise, at the end of the 7th day, you gain advantage on 2 kinds of saving throws for the next 7 days, determined randomly by rolling on the table below. Roll if you get duplicates. You get strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, or charisma on a d6. Amazing. The menagerie, you can recruit command with this one. Your order. It's got more slides. This is the one with the list. That's why I remember. It is a tier. I was gonna say a tiger, and I am losing it. So it's a vast facility with 2 hirelings. A creature with the recruit command, which I don't. Yeah, what is it? Why am I not underlining these? Commission the facility's hirelings to add a creature from the menagerie table to your menagerie. The recruitment takes 7 days. They cost the amount listed in the table. The hirelings look after the creature. Creatures in your menagerie count as Bastion defenders. This is where it really hits. You can get a lot of Bastion defenders for real cheap. If you use any you lose from your Bastion defender roster. Can you choose not to count one or more of these creatures as Bastion defenders? In which case they can't be called to defend the Bastion. Instead, they can act as accordance with their nature and use their stat blocks of Monster Manual. So here's the list of prices. You can see it on the screen now, and their sizes. You could make do with a lot of jackals or hyenas. Just hiring those 2 groups, they're way cheaper than the rest. But if you want to pick any beast, we have a smaller table up here. I know it's small. I'm not copying all this information down. I'm just gonna show it to people. So I will leave this on screen for another 3 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. The Observatory. This allows you to use the power command, and it is a C tier. Prerequisite: the ability to use like spell casting focus at all, and a roomy room with 1 hireling. The Observatory Charm. You can use your Observatory Charm to peer into the far future by concerns of outer space or the astral plane. After spending a long rest in your observatory, you magically gain the charm that lasts for 7 days, or until you use it. The charm allows you to cast contact other plane without expending a spell slot. Eldritch Discovery. You enable yourself or the facility's hirelings to explore Eldritch Mysteries of the Stars for 7 consecutive nights. At the end of this time, roll a die. If the number is even, nothing is gained. If the number is odd, an unknown power bestowed onto one of them for the following charms, or you or a creature of your choice that is in the same plane of existence as you. So you have a charm of dark vision, a charm of heroism, or a charm of vitality. I just think for 13th level, these are not that strong or powerful anymore. If you really want these, go ahead, but even that, the Eldritch Discovery is not. Yeah, I don't really know about this one. That's why I put it in C tier. Hub. You have the research command. It's got multi slides. This is an A tier facility. It requires a roomy room with 1 hireling, at least. Get more later on. Information gathering commission. The pub's bartender to gather information for you, like spies who are aware of all important events happening within 10 miles of your bastion over the next 7 days. During that time, these spies can divulge the location of any creature or that is familiar to you, provide the creatures within 50 miles of your bastion and not hiding by match or confirmed through a location that the DM's deems beyond the spy's network's ability to locate. If the spies learn the target's location, they also learn where the creature has been for the previous 7 days. You can enlarge this facility by enlarging your pub to a vast facility by spending 200 gold pieces. If you do so, the pub gains 2 magical beverages from the pub special list at a time. The vast pub gains 3 additional hirelings as well. What are the magical specials? So, the pub special is 1 magical beverage on the tap that chooses from the options below. Big B's Burden. You can cast a large spell from enlarge reduce on yourself for the next 24 hours. That's how long the drink lasts. So it's for 24 hours after the drink is poured. Just letting you know that. It's a kiss of the Spider Queen. You gain Spider Climb for the next 24 hours. Moonlight Siren. Drink a pint of this beverage. Gives you dark vision. Out for 60 feet. If you already have it, you gain it for an extra 60 feet. Positive reinforcement. Drinking this pint gives you resistance to necrotic damage for the next 24 hours. Sinister stuff. For 24 hours, drinking this pint of this beverage automatically succeeds saving throws or ends the frightened condition. So immunity to frighten. I don't know why they just didn't say that outright. At the start of your Bastion turn, you can switch up for another, and a pint of this magical beverage loses its effect after 24 hours after it's poured. So yeah, so it lasts 24 since time of pouring. So you're pre-drinking, pre-adventure. A great life lesson for kids. Don't do that. Prerequisite. The reliquary's prerequisite is harvest, and it is an S tier. It is an S tier facility. The prerequisite ability is a holy symbol or druidic focus for spellcasting. It is a cramped room and it needs one hireling. The reliquary charm allows you to spend a long rest in your bastion and gain the magical charm. You can gain the magical charm of casting Greater Restoration. This charm lasts for 7 days. You can use the Harvest command to make a talisman. You can commission a hireling to produce a special prepared talisman for you. The talisman is a tiny, non-magical object that has a religious significance. This might actually be the craft command. I might have put it in wrong. It could be harvest. The work takes 7 days. It costs no money. You can use this talisman in place of a spell's material components, provided the components have the cost of 100 gold pieces or less. And this is where it is. You could make free revivifications. This is insane. There are other also quite expensive spells now that normally can consume 1,000 pieces of gold that you can just use this talisman and poof. It was absolutely free. So this is not a money maker, but a cost reducer. This facility. If the spell normally consumes the spell component, the talisman isn't consumed, but you have to recharge it when you return to your reliquary, or use another harvest order to prepare it. So you don't even need to spend 7 days. You just got to make sure you have the talisman on you, and then boop, back up. So if you want to go adventure after adventure, as long as you hit back at your bastion, you're good. On to the 17th level. Bastion. We're at the end of this list here. There's only like 4 of them. Okay. Demi-plane and power. I think this is a C tier special facility. It requires you to have an arcade focus or tool as a spell focus. It's a vast room with 1 hireling. The demi-plane exists in an extra-dimensional space, therefore isn't attached to your bastion. Neither the demi-plane nor the door can be dispelled. It can also only be entered in by you or the hirelings that need to enter the space. You can empower yourself by giving arcane resistance. Magical runes appear on the demi-plane walls that lasts for 7 days. Until the runes disappear, you gain temporary HP equal to 5 times your level after spending an entire long rest in the demi-plane. This is pretty good, but I think there are other options earlier on. Fabrication. When you're in the demi-plane, every long rest can make a magical action. Create a non-magical object. The object can be no bigger than 5 feet in any dimension and can't have a value of over 5 gold pieces and must be made of wood, stone, clay, porcelain, glass, paper, non-precious crystals, or non-precious metals. So yeah, it's kind of a... Defensively, I guess I could see why you would want this, but man, does it not have good features like the other magical stuff can. Guild Hall, this one's fun. Guild Hall has a recruitment command, it has more slides, and it is an A tier facility. You need expertise in a skill, however. So this appeals to the wizard, rogue, applies and appeals to the wizard, rogue, ranger, artificer, and bard. Guild, or anyone who took the skilled expertise feature. Guild Hall assignment for recruit action. You can commission the facility's hirelings to recruit guild members to perform a special assignment. Each guild in the sample guide table specific specifies the nature of that assignment. With your DM's permission and help, you can create new assignments for guild members to complete. Sample guilds. Choose one of the following of the guild options for sample guilds. With your DM, you can create a new guild if you want. Your guild has roughly 15 members in it. So here are the guilds. Yeah, there's more. Okay. So there's Adventurers Guild. You send adventurers to track down beasts that have a challenge rating of 2 or lower. This is known to you within 500 feet. Sorry, 500. 50 miles of your bastion. The adventurers slay or capture the beast in 1d6 plus 1 days. If the creature is slain and your bastion has a trophy room, you can add the trophy taken to the creature to that facility. If the creature is captured and your bastion has a why can't I say it now? A menagerie, there we go. You can add that creature to the facility, provided the facility has a space to house it. The Baker's Guild. You can assign bakers to create baked goods for the prestigious events that occur within the next 10 days. You can receive payment in coin, 500 gold pieces, or the form of a favor owed by the event's host, the details of which are left to your DM. Brewers. You can assign brewers to deliver 50 gallons of barrels of ale worth 10 gold pieces each to your bastion every 7 days. Masons. You can assign masons to add defensive wall to your bastion at no cost. Alternatively, you can have the masons perform this work for another character's bastion, provided the bastion is within 1 mile of yours. Each 5-foot square defensive wall takes on 1 day instead of 10 days to build. So yeah, this is pretty strong. This is worth making the walls are actually kind of worth it. The shipbuilders, you can assign a shipbuilder to one of the vehicles to build one of the vehicles in the airborne and waterborne vehicles table. In the player's handbook, you can pay the full cost of the vehicle and the work days per 100 gold pieces of the vehicle's cost. Sorry, the working for building them cost. Sorry, I messed that up. The work for building them cost their normal price, and then a day per 1,000 gold pieces that it takes to build it. The robot can be made in 1 day. Thieves Guild. You assign Thieves Guild to information of a location within 50 miles of your bastion to steal any non-magical object. That object can be no bigger than 5 feet in any dimension and is delivered to your bastion in 1d6 days. The DM may decide the activity leaves you at risk of retaliation from the law enforcement or by the victim itself. Very cool for a Thieves Guild. Sanctum and Power, part 1 of something. It is a deer. The ability is a holy symbol or druidic focus at a spellcaster as a full casting focus. It is a roomy room with 4 hirelings. The Sanctum's Charm. After spending a long rest in your bastion, you gain a charm that allows you to cast Heal once without using a spell slot. So good. Same thing where it lasts 7. Yeah, I think I forgot to put the same thing. It lasts 7 hours, 7 days. Sanctum Recall. While the Sanctum exist, you can always have a Word Radiance recall spell prepared. When you cast the Word Radiance call, you make your Sanctum the destination of the spell, and another place you have previously designated in the addition. In addition, a creature of your choice that arrives in the Sanctum by that spell gains the benefit of Heal. So you guys can nope out of combat, because this spell is really quick to set up. I think it only takes an action. So pretty good. Fortifying rights. When you issue the Empowers order here, it's a facility you inspire hirelings to perform daily rights that benefit you or another person. Rename benefit doesn't need to be in the Bastion when the rights are performed. To gain their benefits each time the benefactor is finished a long rest, they gain temporary hit point equal to your level. So yeah, this is just better than the demi-plane. Did I say it needs to be in there? Whoops. Yeah, they don't even need to be in the Bastion. Yeah, so it's better. The War Room. This is the last one. It needs the recruitment order. This is like part 1 of 3. It is an A-tier Bastion special facility. However, this is the final time for fighters and barbarians to rise up, as the prerequisite is a fighting style or unarmored defense feature. It is a vast space with 2 or more hirelings, depending on the text below. The War Room is where you plan military action and consult with an inner circle of loyal lieutenants. Each one is a battle-hardened veteran warrior whose alignment matches your own. To start with 2 lieutenants, but you can add more as described below. If your Bastion lacks facilities to house your lieutenants, they can secure accommodations in the inn or settlement closest to your Bastion. Lieutenants are hirelings, not Bastion defenders. However, if your Bastion is ever attacked, each lieutenant housed in your Bastion produces the number of dice you roll to determine how many Bastion defenders you lose after the attack. War Room. Recruits. Oh wait, I just said this already. Wait. I'm losing it. I just gotta get through these 2 more slides. Alright. You can recruit lieutenants. In 1 or more lieutenants, you can have up to 10 lieutenants after any time. Assignments, assign names, personalities, if you see fit. Or the fun one, where you can soldiers. You can commission one of your lieutenants, 1 or more lieutenants actually, to assemble a small army. Each lieutenant musters up 100 forces of guards in 10 and 7 days to fight for your cause, reducing that number to 20 if you want to be mounted by horseback. It costs you 1 gold pieces per day to feed each guard and each horse in your army. Whether the army goes, it must be led by you or another one of your lieutenants, or else it disbands immediately. The army is disbanded if it goes 101 day without being fed. Otherwise, the army remains until destroyed, or you command it to disband. You can't issue the recruit order again until the current army disbands or is destroyed. So it is a lot of gold. Again, this is 17th level, so it's a lot of gold, but having a massive army to help you, it's good. So here is the tier list all laid out. Most things I find are pretty strong, but not too broken, except for those mentioned. There are some things that are a bit weaker that I don't know why, and then there's the theater. I am sorry, bards, that your 1 bardic, even though it's not tied to bards, your 1 very bard facility is not very good. It is. I'm sorry, bards. But that's it.